Okay, what we're going to do right now is take a look at this website visually, and while we do that, NVDA is going to be running, and we're going to just kind of talk about how users get an overview of a page when they can see everything, and then if they're relying on a screen reader to describe the structure of the page to them. And we're going to talk about that for a couple of 3 minutes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to black out the screen for you, and we're going to go over those same steps again and have you just kind of check out what it's like if you don't have the visual along with the screen reader. And the purpose of this is to sort of underscore the importance of testing this stuff without looking at the screen and only relying on your knowledge of the screen reader to determine if the page is a good fit. Or in the case of this website, you would just apply the principles of looking at a website to the application of an e-learning course. What you would want to do is turn off your screen, put some paper over it or something like that, and try and run your course as a learner using just the screen reader. And that's going to give you more information about how to make your courses more accessible, because you're going to actually put yourself into the shoes of your learner. So we're going to go ahead and do this now. I'm going to turn on the audio from, I'm using NVDA today.
Headset. Dialog. Slider 30. Dialog
There we go.
NVDA application. Accessible e-learning Google Chrome row 1 column 1. Accessible e-learning document. Visited link follow. Normal cursor.
Okay, so let's see what happens if it reads the entire thing.
No next annotation.
Okay.
Visited link follow out of list. Oh. Out of list blank. 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 View site information menu button secure row 1 column 1. Address and search bar edit has autocomplete control plus L. So accessible e-learning document, blank, skip to content link. Out of list heading level 1 introduction. Heading level 1 introduction. Heading level 4 is it possible to create accessible e-learning courses with either of the leading course authoring heading level 4 applications, Graphic Adobe Captivate and Articulate Storyline logos Adobe Captivate 2019 and Articulate Storyline 360 are two of the most popular e-learning course development applications. Disclaimer. This website is not connected with any commercial service or other for-profit or government organization. It is for educational purposes only. The views expressed on this site are those of the author only.
Okay, we'll go ahead and stop there. And I'm going to go
Normal
ahead and
cursor. Volume mixer speakers.
turn down NVDA for a second and talk about what just happened. We were,
Slider 30.
oh,
Normal.
come on. We were at the top up here in the address bar, and then we used the combination of the tab and the arrow keys just to work our way down this WordPress site. And it gave me the opportunity to skip navigation, and it didn't call it precisely skip navigation, but it said skip to the content, and so we skipped over all of the menu. So what I want to do, I want to try and remember real quick how NVDA, let's see, help. Excuse me. Okay, so here are our controls, and what I'm looking for is getting these digest or these summary items for a page. And we want to find out how many links are on the page, and we want to find out the headings on the page. So I'm looking for those two things. So here are single letter navigation. You've heard me trying that, and I had the wrong command. I was using A. So what I want to do is I want to use H, and I'm going to use L and K because I want to find any links, any headings, or any lists. And so we're going to do that. And I've got to just remember what that is. That's H for heading, L for list, and K for link. HLK. Got it. And I'm just going to start up at the top again, and we're going to try and run this page again.
Accessible e-learning document, heading level 1 introduction, skip to content visited link.
I don't want to skip to content, so I'm going to press tab again.
Edit, blank.
Okay, I'm in some sort of form control. Tab again.
Search button.
Okay, the button. I don't want to search anything just yet. We're going to tab again.
Site logo graphic visited link.
Okay, there's a graphic.
Accessible e-learning visited link heading level 1.
Okay.
Navigation landmark list collapsed with 8 items 1. Introduction visited link current page. Visited link 2. Theories.
Down arrow key is what I'm using now. I was using the tab key, now I'm using the down arrow key.
List with 3 items visited link 2A. Out of list visited link 3. Examples. List with 3 items visited link 3A. Out of list link 4. Visited link 5. Visited link 6. Visited link 7. Visited link 8. Out of list blank. Main landmark heading level 1 introduction. Blank.
Okay, I'm a little bit lost. There's actually
Normal cursor.
Hang on.
Normal cursor. Volume mixer speakers.
Okay. What happened here is these buttons are not reading the entire button. And it's also not allowing me to go to these drop-down menus on some of these buttons. So this is actually a problem. Okay. So let me try my shortcuts on this again.
Normal cursor. Accessible e-learning Google Chrome row 1 column. Accessible e-learning document, blank. Skip to content visited link. Edit, blank.
Okay, we're going to do K for links.
K.
I thought we were going to do K for links.
Search button. Site logo graphic visited link.
Okay, there we go.
Accessible e-learning visited link heading level 1.
And we're just going to scroll through each of the links.
Navigation landmark list collapsed with 8 items 1. 2 theories visited link. List with 3 items 2A. 3 examples visited link. List with 3 items 3A.
Okay, so when
Adobe Captivate 2019 visited link.
So when I scroll through these using the K command, it's reading the buttons, so that's better.
4 solutions link. 5 resources visited link. 6 about visited link. 7 contact visited link. 8 blog visited link.
Okay. So if I wanted to go to one of these other pages, I would just hit the enter key, or this, I believe the space bar will activate the buttons in NVDA. But I just want to keep going. I'm going to use, I want to see if there are any headings on this page. So I'm going to go to the next heading by pressing the H key.
Main landmark introduction heading level 1.
Okay, what's the next heading? Press H.
Is it possible to create accessible e-learning courses with either of the leading course authoring application? No. Next heading.
So that's all the headings on the page. So we looked at the links with K, we looked at the headings with H, and then are there any lists? And that's L.
List with 3 items bullet in the theories visited link area. I provide observations about the most challenging areas of developing. Clickable list with 1 items follow visited link. No next list. No next list.
That's all the lists on the page.
Edit cursor. Normal
okay.
cursor.
I think
Volume.
that this is good as just a demonstration of what NVDA is finding and what I'm finding using NVDA, and kind of where there's room for improvement on this page. So let's try it again, and we'll black everything out on the screen, and we'll try it again. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to go over here to this examples. Now I haven't navigated this with the keyboard yet by myself, so I think the way that this is going to work is that I'm going to click on this link using the enter key or the space bar when it says three examples, and I think that that's when it's going to put me in to the sub menu, and I'll be able to pick this Adobe Captivate page. And I'm going to go ahead and cover up my monitor now, and then when I post this video I'm going to have just a black screen so you can just hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the NVDA back on. We're just going to do this
Tech
strictly
USB
by
headset.
sound.
Accessible e-learning Google Chrome row 1 column 1. Address and search bar edit has autocomplete control plus L. https://compareaccessibility.wordpress.com/number con. Accessible e-learning document, visited link follow, skip to content visited link. Edit, selected K.
Okay, it took me into there's some kind of form thing.
Search button.
That beep means that I'm in and out of forms mode. It beeps when you go into a form, it beeps when you come out of a form.
Site logo graphic visited link.
Okay.
Accessible e-learning visited link heading level 1.
Okay, so I think I'm in the menu now. Let me use the K button and try and find the menu button that I want, the navigation button.
Navigation landmark list collapsed with 8 items 1.
Okay, it tells me
Introduction visited link current page.
Okay, introduction, I'm on there, and it also told me that I was in a navigation menu, so that gives me some good context.
2 theories visited link.
Okay, so that's the second button, or actually it's a link. It looks like a button, but it's a link, so whatever, don't let that freak you out. All right, I think examples is what I was saying. Oh, we'll see. What's the next one?
List with 3 items 2A. Visual design visited link.
Okay, that doesn't sound good. I'm kind of lost again, but I'm just going to keep plowing through.
3 examples visited link.
There we go, 3 examples. See, the last one didn't say 2, so this is some kind of issue with like NVDA not reading the information on these links consistently, I think, in Chrome. Maybe it's different in Firefox. I would have to test it. Maybe it's different with JAWS. I would have to test it. So anyway, I'm where I want to be on the third menu item, examples. Now I'm going to hit enter, and hopefully it's going to put me in that sub menu. Well, actually, maybe I should try the down arrow.
List with 3 items visited link 3A. Adobe Captivate 2019.
Okay, that's the one I wanted. Adobe Captivate 2019. Item number 3A. That's what I wanted. So I'm going to hit enter, and hopefully it's going to take me to the page. And no, it did not take me anywhere, I don't think. I'm not hearing anything. I can't tell.
Compareaccessibility.wordpress.com. Heading level 1. This site can't be reached. Compareaccessibility.wordpress.com is currently unreachable. Try. List with 2 items bullet checking the connection. Examples. Accessible e-learning. Link skip to content. Banner landmark edit. Button search. Visited link graphic site logo. Heading level 1 visited link accessible e-learning. Navigation landmark list with 8 items visited link 1. Introduction. Visited link 2. Theories. Visited link current page 3. Examples. Link 4. Solutions. Visited link 5. Resources. Visited link 6. About. Visited link 7. Contact. Visited link 8. Blog out of list. Clickable main landmark navigation landmark visited link home examples. Heading level 1 examples. Disclaimer. This website is not connected with any commercial service or other for-profit or government organization. It is for educational purposes only. The views expressed on this site are those of the author only. The following pages contain my attempts to generate accessible courses by following the guidelines laid out by the content publishers. I also will demonstrate the accessibility of commercially developed courses. This information.
Okay, so number one, I thought that I was in the sub menu, and I thought that I was going to go to 3A, but it took me to the main item on that menu, just the regular examples page. And it first gave me an error message and said that it couldn't reach the page, which was very confusing. But I just was patient and I waited, because remember I said that, I couldn't tell what was going on because it wasn't saying anything and I didn't know what page I was on. But then after like a pretty good amount of time, the it started reading the entire page to me, and then I found out where I actually was. So, navigating to these submenus is not straightforward at my skill level of using a screen reader or using NVDA. So, luckily, it loaded the page, and unluckily, it gave me an erroneous error message, but then it proceeded to run down all of the structure of the page, what it could recognize, and then it started reading the content. So that's not horrible. I wound up somewhere that was kind of like related to where I wanted to go, but it's definitely not exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to try and go to these landmarks again. I'm going to try going to 3A again. And I'm just going to use the K key to cycle through the links on the page. And I kind of know that just from my previous experience, I know that these links are numbered. So I know that I want 3.
Adobe Captivate 2019 visited link heading level 3.
Okay, so I've encountered a link and apparently it is outside of the navigation menu, and that's fine. That's good. That's kind of that's a good reason to double up on your navigation items and put links to relevant stuff within the body, as long as you don't get crazy with it. So that's a link, and I want that content, so I'm going to press enter and cross my fingers and
Adobe
oh,
Captivate
okay.
2019, Accessible e-learning, link skip to content, banner landmark edit, button search, visited link graphic site logo, heading level 1 visited link accessible e-learning.
Okay, so this is supposed to be a short video. All the other videos on this page or this website tend to be about 40 minutes long, and I don't want to do that for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I just wanted to give you an experience of getting a cursory look with your eyes at a website or web content, and then going over that same content and trying to do a couple of tasks without being able to see anything with your like eyes and having to rely on the screen reader software to interpret the page for you. Really, if you're trying to do accessibility and you don't use the screen reader without looking at the screen for a substantial amount of time, I'm talking like hours on a project, going through every page as if you relied completely on that screen reader all the time, it's going to be very difficult to determine if the page is as accessible as it could be, or if in the case of this website, the topic, without running these tests, without looking at the screen at all and trying to do everything just with the screen reader, if you don't do that, then it's going to be difficult to know if the e-learning that you're creating is actually going to work for someone who relies on a screen reader. And thanks for listening.
Unknown cursor.
And that's the end of the video.
Unknown cursor. OBS 6.